Hello and welcome back, and if you're new here, thank you for joining me. Thank you so much to everybody who's supported my channel so far, liking, subscribing, and commenting. It's been so wonderful. And today we're going to be talking about the Uranus opposition in the personal Uranus cycle. The Uranus cycle symbolizes patterns of development which all people go through around certain ages or phases in their lives. And it's a predictable crisis that happens. It happens for everybody. And the crisis can come into your life and be disruptive, or it could come into your life and be liberating, where you may have been feeling like you needed a little more space, a little more room, more independence, more self-expression. A lot of times in our younger days, we sort of push that down. We push down what we want to say, what we want to do. A lot of that independence that we have has to be either transmuted into a work environment, and another path, it could be transmuted into a family situation. And especially if you're a parent, you know that you definitely aren't independent for quite some time. Age 38 to 46, that's a time when most people have had their career going for a while, or they've had time where they've been dedicated to the family. This is the beginning of a new era. It's a new start. If you've been working a job, a certain type of job, maybe it's not really where your heart is. Maybe you've been ignoring the creativity that you have. Or on the other hand, if you've been dedicating yourself to people who are dependent on you, that you support, you haven't had that moment where you were out in the world and providing something and expressing what you're here to create. It's a nice transition for when your children do grow up and move out and become independent, because that's the cycle that this is preparing us for. That's the experience this is preparing us for. So in the second half of life, to be more authentic to what we are here to do and here to find some joy in our life, that independent spirit. It's the electricity in your bones and your blood. It's that electricity that's propelling you, something exciting, in your life. And the time we have left is limited. So it's important that we reassess, look at what we've been doing to be more real, pursuing things that are really important to us and not pushing those things away. We have to think about reviewing our situation at this time. So with any change, what has to happen is a little bit of grieving as well. It's kind of like a hermit crab. The hermit crab needs a new shell from time to time. And if the hermit crab gets afraid to move into a new shell because they might not find a new shell, even though it's small, well, maybe you can still fit in it. The Uranian experience comes in and that little shell is not going to fit you anymore. It's going to limit you, whereas the opportunity to move forward is limitless, a liberation. I think the Uranus personal transit is sort of like the hero's journey, and it's a climax point, something that we have to go through ourselves, maybe making your voice heard a little bit more. The problem with that can be not the people around us, but ourselves, talking ourselves out of it. Is it okay to want something beyond what you already have? I had that experience myself, and I was really dreaming of something, but I was talking myself out of it. I was afraid that if I had said something or if I had asked for it and it would have been a no, that would have been worse than not ever having to try it. But I took my chance, not for anybody else, for myself. I wanted something for myself. I was the one getting in the way of this dream because I was afraid. And that's where the problem can happen. That's what can happen when you don't listen to Uranus, when it's nice. What can happen during the Uranus opposition is you miss your chance. You miss your chance, and you could be the one that stopped it, not anybody else. Why is it important to understand this opportunity of the Uranus opposition in your life? Because it's an ember of true genius inside of you that can grow into this beautiful, warm, invigorating, life-giving fire. But this ember needs to be put in the place where it can become a crackling, delightful, nurturing fire. If I had silenced my dream and listened to the self-talk that my dream wasn't worth it, that ember becomes like a free radical, an ember that lands in a bunch of dry brush, and it's fueled by regret and resentment, and I would have stewed and missed my chance the thing that's making me so happy now, which is this. It's the astrology and talking about these amazing transits that happen to everybody. It's something that everybody should have the opportunity to understand and not be fearful of. That when you're at this age, this time, the Uranus transit comes in. And why is it important? Because you can make something amazing out of your life, out of your dream, and not stop yourself. I'm 38 or I'm 46 or I'm 40. Am I too old to start something new? No, you're not too old to start something new. You're never too old to start something new. This is what it is asking you to do. That is when you have the most experience that you can draw on. You still have so much energy, you have so much to give, you have so much to still learn, and it can create a really beautiful second half of your life.